We're looking at the best versions of classic Christmas songs. I'm John Bowden from nailsheet.com. They say there are 30, 40 really good Christmas songs. Everything else is peripheral. And almost every Tom, Dick, and Harry have taken a chance, have taken a bite at all those 30, 40 Christmas songs. There are a lot of versions of the same song. So what we're doing here is looking at the classics. Artists who have done them well. Who's the best? This is part one of a multi-series on classic Christmas songs and the best renditions.
It's Christmas time! Hooray!
Christmas, the season where we try to make good on all the crap that happened in the last year. It's also a hint that we live on the upside-down world, at least for a month, when you consider fans, for instance, who hate elevator music, but will dig Ray Conniff singers belting out Jolly Old St. Nicholas. The genre boundaries kind of disappear around Christmas. People who don't like jazz will listen to Vince Guaraldi Trio and the Charlie Brown Christmas. Same goes for the crooners. So, let's look at the best versions of classic Christmas songs. Baby, It's Cold Outside. Idina, Menzel, and Michael Buble do a bang-up job, and the video is amazing, with their little selves playing the big parts. In a great little video, but Dean Martin really owns this song. The 1959 version from A Winter Romance, an album that was more winter than it was Christmas. Baby, It's Cold Outside is sort of a call and response song, meant as a conversation between two people, and even though Dean Martin recorded a few versions of this song, it was that 1959 classic that we consider the official version of Baby, It's Cold Outside. Blue Christmas. It was first recorded by Doyle Odell in 1948 and country artist Ernest Tubb the following year. But the king of rock and roll truly owns this song. It was on Elvis's fourth studio album, simply called the Elvis Christmas Album from 1957. The Christmas Song, written by Mel Torme and Robert Wells on a hot summer's day. It's sometimes called Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire and subtitled Merry Christmas to You. Though many have scored hits with this song, including Torme's own version, we say Nat King Cole came up with the most memorable rendition. In fact, he recorded the song several times, but it's his 1961 take that still gets loads of airplay around the world every December. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from 1949. Written by Johnny Marks, who also wrote Run, Rudolph, Run and Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree in 1958. He also adapted Henry Longfellow's words into I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day 2 years earlier. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was based on a poem by Mark's brother-in-law, Robert May, who wrote the Rudolph story 10 years before as part of an assignment for the department store at Montgomery Ward. On this one, we salute Gene Autry as the one. We think the best take. He took it to number one the week of Christmas in 1949. Marks also wrote A Holly Jolly Christmas for that same 1964 stop-motion animated TV special, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And like A Charlie Brown Christmas from 1965 and How the Grinch Stole Christmas in '66, that Rudolph special has really stood the test of time. And no one does A Holly Jolly Christmas like Burl Ives, who was the voice of Sam the Snowman from that special, and he also sang Silver and Gold and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph also shared the bill, as you might remember, from another late bloomer, Hermie, an elf who dreams of pursuing a career in dentistry. Christmas, Baby, Please Come Home, written by Jeff Barry, Ellie Greenwich, and Phil Spector. This is not a song for the weak. You have to have pipes to tackle this mountain. With, of course, its trademark wall of sound production by Spector. It was released in 1963 and originally intended for Spector's future wife, Ronnie, and the Ronettes. But according to Darlene Love, Ronnie had problems getting around the emotion of the song. And no one does it like Darlene Love. In 2010, Rolling Stone magazine called Love's version number one in their greatest rock and roll Christmas songs of all time. Sleigh Ride, which was originally an instrumental and written in the late 40s by Leroy Anderson. Arthur Fiedler and the Boston Pops had a hit with it in 1949. And even though it wasn't originally a Christmas song, it has been recorded by a whole bunch of people. Bing Crosby in 1952, Ella Fitzgerald in 1960, the Ronettes 3 years later, Andy Williams, 65. And in 1978, the Carpenters did a very popular version, as well as Amy Grant in 1983. But we choose one particular version from an album called Merry Christmas from 1958 by Johnny Mathis. His bouncy vocal smoothness serves as the perfect narrator for this classic song. The oldest song on our list, Silent Night, composed in 1818 by Franz Gruber, to lyrics by Joseph Moore. It's one of the most recorded Christmas songs of all time. Bing Crosby's version is still one of the biggest selling of all time. It's been translated in over 300 languages around the world. And we have a tie on this one. As much as we love Crosby's version, there's an instrumental take that made my phones ring off the hook in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada in the late 80s. It's still one of the most requested songs I have ever played on the radio. An instrumental from Mannheim Steamroller from their first holiday album, simply titled Christmas from 1984. This song was around a few years before the New Age format really took hold. Still a few years away from 1987 when the wave format started in Los Angeles. We should point out that Chip Davis and Mannheim Steamroller are still one of the biggest selling Christmas artists of all time. All I Want for Christmas Is You. Though Michael Buble, Justin Bieber, New Boys, and a host of others have recorded this song, really, only one diva does it proud, Mariah Carey, who also co-wrote the song. It was originally released in 1994 and featured in the Christmas classic Love Actually from 2003. By the way, check out our special on Love Actually on this channel. Bing Crosby comes up with our next tune, White Christmas. Written in 1942 by Irving Berlin, Bing's version at the time of this taping is the biggest selling single of all time. He first performed the tune in 1941 and recorded it again the following year. Featured in the movie Holiday Inn from 1942 and starring Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire, Berlin wrote 12 songs specifically for this project. The movie was also the 8th biggest moneymaker in the US in 1942. And White Christmas won Best Song at the Oscars. Make sure you watch for other holiday videos we've got this year, and a few left over from last year, like a Charlie Brown Christmas, our Where Are They Now with the cast of Love Actually, the famous Turkey Drop episode from WKRP in Cincinnati, and we've also got a video on the history of the Nutcracker. Hope you liked part 1 of our series. We'll have more coming up. Make sure you comment. Let us know what your perfect version of a particular Christmas song is. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Bowden. Merry Christmas from nailsheet.com.